Something that has always been a thing at every Edinburgh Fringe I've been to, but has been the exception rather than rule, have been people wearing their posters. And there are different ways you can do that. Of course, if you've got the money, people wear t-shirts, baseball hats, all kinds of clothing, and the only problem with that is it's very close to your skin. Not many people will lean into it. It creases and folds, so they absolutely are pretty good for the impact. They can make you feel proud because you're wearing your show, but quite often the detail obviously isn't something you're going to lean into if you're a member of the public, and so it might create the opportunity to look at that and then be more likely to take a flyer. So that's one way, and you can look at that, and it's the kind of corporate merch that goes around shows. But what I want to talk about particularly is the idea of wearing your poster as a placard and carrying it around with you. And you probably have seen that advertising the new restaurant in town. Quite often there somebody standing on a street corner if there's a sale happening in a discount shop. So we're trying to avoid the slight desperateness and maybe even seediness of a big placard with an arrow pointing to the restaurant around the corner. All viable ways of marketing to a way of doing this that can be quite effective, and that I've seen as quite effective. And of course there are posters everywhere at festivals like the Edinburgh Fringe, and literally lampposts start to bulge with a number of posters being stuck over your poster within minutes, and that starts to implode and sort of disappear as well. And the sheer just amount of posters means that your poster is unlikely to stand out because people simply become kind of poster tired, poster blind. So the possibility of creating a placard which is nicely made, doesn't look like it's been cobbled together, has got a number of things going for it right now, and I've noticed it's become more of a thing at the Edinburgh Festival. You can put your poster above the heads of other people, and if it's very prominent and the image is good, just like all the details of a good poster, it can work extremely well. It has the disadvantage of you haven't got both hands free, although I've seen some people find clever ways of wearing placards, even attaching them to their hats, like small light ones. But just carrying one round has kind of got a memory of agitating, a memory of being an activist. It's showing that you're motivated, it's showing that you've been smart and a bit clever and you're doing something a bit different. And actually it can stand out. As you walk along, you'll notice people notice your poster, and at that moment being ready to then pitch your show and just put that poster placard down, which is where I noticed people had quite long placards and had learned to use them well, so they could literally had such a long backing stick or pole that they could just hold them a bit like a staff. Then you're standing chatting to someone about your show, and as long as you're careful about people walking around, they don't work too well in very, very busy places, is you can hold it next to you and you're standing next to a little street lamp type thing with your poster on it. So skillful use of it, practicing use of it, can be a really, really good thing to do. They stand out. They're a bit different. They avoid you having to pay to have your poster very prominent in any street. You can take them nearer to crowds. You can take them to exit flyering and so on. And I've seen people be very clever to have a shirt, some with their poster on it too, with a top pocket with the flyers in. Some have actually put a little pocket on their poster with the flyers in, so when you bring it down to earth, you can literally say, here's a flyer, or take a flyer. Also, when the poster comes down to earth roughly at the same height of your shoulder, it can have either on the front or on the back, it can have I keep forgetting the term, a QR code on it as well. And so these have become better designed. They don't look homemade, they look really real, they look fun, they look interesting, because they stand out and they're a bit different. And if everyone's doing it, they would lose that value. But there aren't many people doing it, and you might want to consider being one of the people who tries it. Try and experiment, see if it helps you get rid of more placards or sell more tickets and sell more tickets. Through the conversation that arises around it. So just a thought, certainly it grew last year. Have a consideration of a completely cheap or almost free way of promoting your show and not having to pay for posters to be up everywhere because the poster is attached to you.